Avast there. It be too late to alter course, mateys.
Hey everybody, Steve here from Rock Parts RC. Today I just thought I'd go over just a few things regarding building trucks. This is pretty much going to be a video for people that are just getting into the hobby, that picked up their first RTR or even a builder's kit and doesn't know what to do next. They know they want to upgrade their trucks, but they don't know exactly what they're going to need to do that. And we get a lot of these emails, people, wanting to upgrade parts, trying to figure out what they, what direction they're going to go and what tools and hardware they're going to need. So for a lot of you guys, I'm going to be preaching to the choir here, and but I'm going to try to touch on some of the things that that you're going to need for you guys that maybe you're getting into your first build, and you want to sort of get an idea of what you're going to need. So I know a lot of you guys get surprised when you buy a rig and find out when you buy a part, oh, it doesn't come with the hardware, let's say. And but that's typical in the industry. Most parts don't come with the screws and so on. So I'm going to try to help out a little bit today and help you, figure out what you're going to need, both hardware and tools. I might miss some stuff, so forgive me if I miss some things that you guys think of later. But I'm going to do my best to quickly go over some of these items you're going to need to start building trucks. So there's two types of builds. That pretty much, if you're going to buy a 1/10 scale RTR, such as an Element or an Axial, and or Vanquish, even traxxas, and but the typical builds here at Rock Pirates you're going to run into is we call it a C-channel build. It's where you're still using the stock frame and you're just going to bolt parts onto the truck. So this is an Element, and this is one of my favorite trucks here. Been driving this truck for about probably 3 years now, getting close to that. But as you can see, this truck, has Rock Pirate parts on it, and but I'm still using the stock C-channel frame. It's still the metal frame the kit came with, but I put Rock Pirate parts on it, like shuck towers, the bed, sliders, and so this is your easier type of build if you're just getting into this and you don't know if you want to tackle a full flat rail chassis build. Flat rail chassis would be, exactly what I just, it's a flat rail. So, this is for the more experienced builders. This is a Kraken chassis. But, so I'm going to go into that truck next. So the next type of build, flat rail chassis. This is unrehearsed, so bear with me. So this is the Axial 10 Pro Kraken chassis by Rock Pirates RC. But as you can see, it's a flat rail chassis. Even though the Pro comes with a flat rail chassis, this is the Rock Pirates Kraken. And so this would be for your, a little bit more experienced builders. The Interceptor, you can put, the Interceptor, you can put a Vanquish kit in it, such as the Phoenix. You can put 10.2 in it, 10.3 in it, the base camp, and the Element. So lots of options there with the Interceptor. So to get yourself started, you're definitely going to want to pick up an M3 3mm screw kit, and you can find these on Amazon. This is just one I have here, and as you can see, I used a Sharpie and I put the screw sizes on the certain boxes, so when I'm pulling screws I can get to them quickly. So Amazon has these. They have them like different sizes, but try to get one that's got a wide variety of screws. These are the Allen button head screws. And let's see if I got one here. When I say button head, I know most of you guys already know this. This is a long one. But, that's the button head. It's got the Allen top on it. So you want to get a good set of M3 button head screws before you start into, any type of crawler build. And there's other screw kits available, such as this one. This one doesn't have as much stuff in it as the one I just showed you. But go on there. Like I said, Amazon's got a great selection. Just pick the one that you think works best for you. So definitely get yourself a screw kit before you dive into any of these projects. The next thing I would say to do is get yourself a good set of tools to, put those screws in. So these are by MIP. You can buy these packs in any of your local hardware store, or not hardware stores, but hobby shops. Most of them carry these MIP products. If you're not familiar with MIP, that's what their logo looks like. And also Vanquish makes some very nice tool sets, and Reefs RC does as well. So you don't have to use one particular brand. I'm just showing you what I have on the bench right now. So get yourself a set of those. That'll help get those screws, in without using a little Allen wrench, because everybody knows those are a pain in the neck. And next thing I would say is to get, well, maybe not the next thing, but definitely get an X-Acto knife. You're gonna need that to trim parts. To get to your hubs on your wheels, most of the kits come with this little hub wrench, to get your wheels off and on. Now these come in handy. Keep these around. Don't throw these away. But most of us, after a while, you're gonna get sick of using that little wrench. And you pick up a nice little tool such as this, and you get right on there and do things really quickly. Get your wheels off and on. And then next, I'm gonna say, pick yourself up a nice little compact electric screw gun. Get one that has a receptacle on it that allows you to put your Allen drivers in it. And that allows you to take trucks apart, put trucks together quickly. I recommend not getting one that's super high torque or super high speed. It's too easy just to strip out threads on your truck. Most of the threads in there are plastic, and so just pick up one that's. And this one's inexpensive. I can't remember where I got this, but I don't think this thing was more than probably 40 bucks or something. So rechargeables, and it's fast enough, but it doesn't, it's not gonna, I can strip screws with it, but it's not too bad. Next, I would say let's go with nice set of needle nose pliers. That way, if you need to reach in and get something or hold a little screw, like a nylock or so, you've got that. Speaking of nylocks, I'm glad I just mentioned that. Pick yourself up a nice set of M3 nylocks. You can pick those up at most hobby shops. M3 meaning metric. And, buy a pack of them and keep these, in your toolbox all the time. It's got the nylon thread lock on it, so once you tighten these up, they don't back off. So those come in super, super handy. You're gonna want those for sure. Next item you might I would highly recommend. A lot of parts need thread lock, and this bottle is, it's red. It's Loctite, but if you read it real close, I don't know if you can see it. This is the blue Loctite. Don't use red. Red's too hard for this type of application. Get the blue. It'll hold the screw, keep it from backing out, but if you ever need to take that screw loose later, it'll allow you to do that. So get the blue Loctite, but that's a must have. And then just your other basic tools, your screwdrivers, both slotted Phillip tips. If you don't have it already, get some good servo tape, the two-sided sticky tape for securing your electronics down to your sliders, or anything where you need to put your, like a receiver, for instance, on your truck to stick it to like a slider. Another very handy tool. This isn't a must-have, but it'll make your life so much easier. Is to get a body hole reamer. This is for the holes in the body where your body post mounts go into. And down the road, you're going to want to, have custom bodies and paint them yourself and so on. So get the Reamer. I don't know what brand this one is, but you can pick these up at most hobby shops. And once you locate, where you want the hole to be, you just basically, this hole's already here, but you would just press it and spin it clockwise. It'll cut the Lexan and make a perfect hole for you. And you just turn it, and it just shaves the plastic right out of there, the Lexan. And then when you're doing that, do the front side, do the back side, both. It'll just give you a lot cleaner hole. And do that until obviously the hole is just the perfect size to sit over the body post and and stay put. So next on my list is a good set of Lexan scissors. Different people make these. These might be Kyosho, I can't remember. But these work great for trimming up the bodies. You know, obviously this is the comp wagon body from Proline. And these cutouts right here, they weren't this big, you know, to begin with. So, you know, Lexan scissors work really nice. You know, it's got that nice curve to it to get in there and make those cuts. So that is eventually going to be a mess. You're going to want a set of those. And the next set of few tools I'm going to show you, they're not must-haves, but boy, do they come in handy. And that is these little plastic snips. These work great for when you are building from a builder's kit, and you need something to just snip the parts off the little plastic part trees that are in the kit. It gets your parts off, cut them off cleanly, and you know, make some nice smooth nice smooth cut, and you know, not very much cleaning up's needed with an X-Acto knife afterwards most of the time. Another very great tool to have is, it's not a must-have, but boy, just having a nice Dremel tool to clean up parts, to cut things. They just come in so handy. So Dremel tool is another nice great thing to have. So pick yourself up one of those eventually, if you haven't already. And another thing, soldering irons. You know, soldering irons, self-explanatory, but you know, you're going to be doing things with electronics, and you're going to want to be able to cut things and solder things back together and shrink wrap things. And you get yourself one of those little, you know, Bic lighter things. I wish I had one here. Ah, I do have one here. Be right back. For the shrink wrap, so once you know, secure your wires with, you know, once they're soldered, these little sparky guys. There we go. I didn't have to do that. I just like played with fire. So anyway, but those come in really handy when you're redoing your heat shrink on your connections. And then last, but I'm not going to say least. Well, shoot, it's not even last, but least. I got a couple more things. I just looked down. Laid a few things out so I wouldn't forget. So zip ties. You know, have a nice set of small zip ties, secure your wiring, keep things clean and secured, so when you're on the trail, you know, your wiring doesn't get caught up in a gear or your tires or something and tear the wiring out of your truck. So definitely have some good little zip ties. Another very handy tool when you're doing links. This is by Associated. This is the factory team. Your links holders. You basically, you know, you put your links in these little cutouts here. They got different sizes, and you can hold, you know, pinch the links and it won't scar the links, and you can put your rod ends on your links. And so this is a great tool to have if you don't have one already. And but this isn't a must-have, but boy, do they come in handy. And then a few things that are very, you don't have to have these. Well, shoot, you pretty much have to have these. But spacers. This is the Rock Pirate spacer pack, and these little spacers are used to space your servo, get your servo set right when you're mounting it to your servo tray, so you get the right clearances underneath the truck for your servo horn. So you should always have a set of these. You know, there's other people I think that have these available too, but these are the Rock Pirates ones. And but always have a set of these. You know, around, because when you're building them, you're going to need them. You need them for shocks too. Not all the trucks, you know, shocks have to have them. Some of the shocks already come spaced, but these come in handy, trust me. And then last but not least, I think this is last. Yeah, this should be last. Is a good set of body post mounts. These are the Rock Pirates ones. And if you switch over to any kind of, you know, flat rail or, you know, Rock Pirate style shock tower, and you will need to put a body on your truck, I mean, these just come in handy. They just screw right into the shock tower and allow you to, you know, pretty much set that body post anywhere you need to make your build, you know, clean, and put it, you know, wherever you desire. So these things are well worth the money in gold right here. And so off of my head, guys, that pretty much covers it. Definitely get those M3 screw kits though. You're going to want those, and they're going to make your life so much easier. I mean, this hobby is all about having fun, and to have fun, when you're in the middle of a build, trust me, it really stinks when you have to stop because you don't have the right hardware or the right tool to complete the job. If you're like me, you know, you get into the build, you get excited, and you want to get it done. And if you have to stop because you don't have the right M3 screws laying around, or a nylock, or have some thread lock, you know, a spacer pack, whatever's needed to complete the job, it can be a bummer sometimes. But, you know, keep it fun, keep it simple, get the right tools, the right hardware ahead of time, and just make your build and make the hobby for you that much more enjoyable. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I missed some stuff, but I did my best just looking around my workbench to sort of, you know, give you the ins and outs of what I think is important to just have a great experience building your trucks. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it.